Everyone can be seated. Thank you.
I'm just going to lean close to you, Phil.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness my debut as a wedding officiant. Sorry, folks, I need to remind myself that this is not about me. Please allow me to start over. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word life, it means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I mean to tell you there's something else, the afterworld. Wait, folks, I'm sorry. That's a Prince song. Sometimes get carried away with the dearly beloved. Let's just take it from the top one more time. Okay. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the presence of these witnesses to celebrate the love between James and Rebecca and to join them together in matrimony. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Josh Peerless, and I'm James's first cousin and favorite cousin. Fun fact is that my sister Jennifer is also James's godmother. And I couldn't be more thrilled and honored to marry James and Rebecca before their friends and family in this beautiful setting. The bride and groom have chosen you, their most dear and important to them, to celebrate the beginning of their married life together. You're an integral part of their lives. You may have watched them growing up, gone to school with them, shed a tear or celebrated with them. You were asked to witness this union for meaningful reasons, unless of course you're +1 and are here due to your significant other, but don't worry, we're still just as welcome and entitled to enjoy the open bar and buffet. Today we create a new bond and bear witness to the joining of two families. We also create a new sense of family, one that will undoubtedly include all who are present. At this time, I'm happy to welcome James and Rebecca's parents, James's mother, Kathy Peerless, and Rebecca's mother and father, Robert and Marie Pierce. These proud parents are hosting this wonderful event, and if it helps, you can think of them as your flight attendants and me as your pilot. And now I'd like to recognize those who couldn't be here today. While they may not physically be here with us in body, James and Rebecca feel their presence and their love and support on this glorious occasion. Let's take a moment of silence for James's father, Mitchell Peerless, who recently passed. He is dearly missed, but his love and light shines on and can be felt by many of us here. I'd also like to take a moment of silence for James's uncle and my father, Stanford Peerless, and for Rebecca's aunt, Susan Silky, who also recently left this world. And before we move on, I'd like to draw your attention to the kupa that James and Rebecca will be married under today. The kupa was built by James's father, Mitchell. Talented artist, sculptor, and builder, as you can clearly see in this structure. It is yet another way his spirit and presence can be felt at this ceremony. The kupa is a symbol deeply rooted in Jewish tradition. The 4 poles touching the ground connect us to our heritage and keep us focused on our goals. The sides, open to the world, free us for imagination, discovery, and play. The cover protects us and keeps us safe. The open sides leave us vulnerable and accessible. So too may your union be a safe haven, freeing you both and opening you to each other and the world. And now it's time to share with you the story of how the bride and groom's love came to be, and how their love continues to grow each day. They say true love doesn't happen by accident, but rather it is meant to be. While that is certainly true in the case of James and Rebecca, a little help from their friends to ignite the spark and fan the flame sure didn't hurt. So let's take a journey together back to their first encounter, August 9th, 2013, in Somerville, Massachusetts. James was 2 years out of Northeastern, working and living in Somerville, and Rebecca had just graduated from nursing school with an LPN degree and was living with her parents in West Newbury, 45 minutes away. Brian, a groomsman, and James's roommate at the time and friend from Northeastern, was having a going away party preceding his move out of the area. Brian invited Audrey and Rob, also from Northeastern and in the wedding party, and they were all to play an integral role in the course of that evening. Audrey perhaps planted the first seed by telling Brian that she was bringing her single friend Rebecca, who she knew from high school and grew up with in her hometown. Planting another seed, Audrey told Rebecca that she thought she would really like James. I believe she used the phrase single ready to mingle when referring to I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Audrey? So flash forward to that fateful day in August, and in walks James, Rob, and Brian into Audrey, Desi, and Rebecca's hotel room in Midtown Boston, where the bride and groom laid eyes on each other for the first time. Rebecca's initial reaction, cute, handsome, although I'm not sure he'd be into me. And she couldn't help but notice his big blue eyes. James thought Rebecca looked cute, sweet, and friendly, and he loved her adorable hairstyle with the barrette. While the other guys in the room didn't pay Rebecca much attention at first, James seized an opportunity and walked over and introduced himself. What a gentleman, Rebecca thought. The going away party soon moved to a local bar down the block called Tennessee. Rebecca and James, both being on the shy side, had almost no interaction at first. It took the guiding hand from a friend to push them in the right direction. Rob, also in the wedding party, and who has been dubbed the matchmaker, encouraged Rebecca to talk to James. I'm not sure he'd be into me, Rebecca said. No, you should really talk to James, Rob insisted. Matchmaker Rob then pulled James aside and said, Rebecca's really cute, don't you think? And gave him similar encouragement. Both James and Rebecca acknowledged that without Rob's extra nudge, their mutual shyness might have prevented them from stepping outside the bar for their first one-on-one conversation. From the get-go, they found interesting things to talk about. Rebecca didn't believe James's last name was really Peerless. And he was forced to produce his ID. Whereupon they discussed the meaning of the name Peerless. Both would later try to impress each other with their unique talents. Rebecca decided to showcase her singing chops and her musical theater degree and played James a video on YouTube of her singing the national anthem at an honors convocation at her alma mater. James decided to showcase his dance moves at the bar. Now, James will tell you that at the time he thought he was a really good dancer. Side note, James would later see a video of him dancing that night, and it would literally be the last time he danced in public for a long time. But his dance moves couldn't have been all that bad, because the couple shared their first kiss while dancing, and before the end of the evening, they agreed to meet for a date a few days later. The first date was, by all accounts, an affirmation of the chemistry between James and Rebecca, and further cemented the foundation of this blossoming romance. Not even an accidental click on the add friend button by Rebecca's mother was while checking out James's Facebook profile the next day from her own account shook this foundation. Now, in retrospect, this could have sent James running for the hills. I mean, Facebook stalking is one thing, right? But a direct friend request from your date's mom the next day could rattle even your most steadfast quarter. But James was not to be deterred. In fact, this couple has made it past many hurdles along the way, including a year of long-distance dating while James was earning his PhD at NC State. The fact that they're standing before you is a testament to the love they have for one another, their determination to overcome obstacles, and the strength of their bond. So, what are the secrets of success for this loving couple? Communication is easy, they'll tell you. Nothing is ever really a struggle, it just works. They'll also say we just accept for each other for who we are, and I can always be myself around him or her. They never take themselves too seriously. They can be goofy together, and they can always laugh at each other and with each other. Although Rebecca will claim that she's the funnier of the two. They credit their support of one another and their goals and passions in life. As such, they both supported each other through their academic pursuits. James pursued his PhD at NC State, and Rebecca received her RN bachelor's degree at UNC. When Rebecca's passion for cats compelled her to adopt the couple's first cat, Annabelle, James, initially not a cat person, was nevertheless supportive, despite the fact the cat proved to be a handful and was downright mean. They say their differences have become assets. James has learned to embrace Rebecca's passion for musical theater, and has attended several musicals with her and learned to appreciate them. Well, let's be real, maybe not all of them. Some of them. Rebecca trained for and ran a 5K marathon, embracing James's hobby of running. And she has learned to expand her palate and let James introduce her to new foods and cuisines, even if she doesn't like them all and is less inclined to be as adventurous. Like any couple, they sometimes disagree. For example, Rebecca finds Peyton Manning more attractive than Tom Brady. Desperation to James. But both are willing to admit when they are wrong and quickly apologize. And they diffuse disagreements before they grow into something larger. Both are excellent listeners, and they have lots of fun together. Some of the things they love about each other: Rebecca loves that James is a gentleman. He's kind, sensitive, in a good way, a great listener, supportive, and he can calm her down or talk her off the ledge. And even though he tells a lot of corny jokes, Rebecca loves his sense of humor and thinks he's really funny. James loves how sweet and caring Rebecca is, her humility, how she's quick to admit when she's wrong, how down to earth and non-materialistic she is. He respects her values and goals in life and her overall positivity. And he also loves to make her laugh. It is inspiring and heartwarming to see the love and appreciation these two have for one another. The secrets to their success could be a part of any playbook for a great marriage. So I'll end with a few additions to this couple's marriage playbook. James and Rebecca, always remember a happy marriage is about three things: memories of togetherness, forgiveness of mistakes, and promises to never give up on each other. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is continuing to date each other. It is remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is standing together and facing the world. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is not only marrying the right person, it is being the right partner. And now it's time to share your wedding vows. I'll invite the couple to come together and take each other's hands. As you join hands together, you join your hearts as well. James, please look into Rebecca's eyes and repeat after me. Actually, hold on to repeat after me. Let me just say a few more words. These are the hands of your best friend. They're holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other, to today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear and grief rack your mind. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. May these hands reach out with love, tenderness, and respect. May these hands continue to build a loving relationship that lasts a lifetime. Now with eyes locked and hands linked, James, repeat after me. I, James, take you, Rebecca, to be
I, James, take Rebecca
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I will love you today, tomorrow, and forever. I promise to trust you, laugh with you, and share my life openly and honest with you. I promise to trust you, laugh with you, and share my life openly and honest with you.
I promise to trust you, laugh with you, and share.
I will support you in times of sadness and share your joy in times of triumph.
I will support you in times of sadness and share.
I promise to love, comfort, and honor you all the days of my life. Rebecca, repeat after me. I, Rebecca, take you, James,
I, Rebecca, take you, James,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I will love you today, tomorrow, and forever. I promise to trust you, laugh with you, and share my life openly and honest with you.
I promise to trust you, laugh with you, and share my life.
I will support you in times of sadness and share your joy in times of triumph.
I will support you in times of sadness and share your times of triumph.
I promise to love, comfort, and honor you all the days of my life.
I promise to love, comfort, and honor you all the days of my life.
Step, please. These rings are a symbol of your never-ending love. The ring is an ancient symbol, perfect, round. It is round like the sun and the moon, like an everything bagel, or the perfect Cheerio at the bottom of the cereal box. And yes, like arms locked in an embrace. It is a circle, for love that is given comes back round again. Love given freely has no beginning and end. Love freely given has no separate giver and receiver. Your rings are made of precious metal, but they are more precious because you wear them with love. They symbolize your commitment in marriage. They remind you of who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. As you wear them through life, they will reflect not only who you are as individuals, but also who you are as a couple. James, place the ring on Rebecca's finger and repeat after me. Rebecca, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, my everlasting friendship, and my loyalty. It is an outward reminder of our inner unity. And Rebecca, place the ring on James's finger and repeat after me. James, I give you this ring
James, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
my everlasting friendship, and my loyalty.
my everlasting friendship and my loyalty.
It is an outward reminder of our inner unity.
It is an outward reminder.
James and Rebecca, you pledged your mutual vows, and so it is with pleasure that I say, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife before your friends and family. You may now seal your vows with a kiss. ceremony with the breaking of the glass, which is one of the most beloved traditions of a Jewish wedding ceremony. Couples include this tradition in their wedding as it symbolizes the absolute finality of the marital covenant. Just as the broken pieces of glasses can never be put back together and return to its former state, so too the covenant of marriage irrevocably binds the new husband and wife in their new state of marriage. Another view is that the broken glass cannot be mended, and this reflects the permanence of marriage. After the wedding, James and Rebecca will be changed forever, much like the glass. So after James breaks the glass, I invite everyone to shout the Hebrew words Mazel Tov, which means good luck and congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to present to their family and friends, Dr. and Mrs. Peerless.